Hi, I'm Kate, and tonight I'm going to talk about joyful movement or happy fitness. I'm actually sitting in the room where I'm going to have a lesson in a little bit. I teach piano on the side. And between my day job and my evening job, I had a 3-hour break today. And rather than whine and cry about how I had to hang around Ocala for an extra 3 hours just to teach a half-hour lesson, I decided it was time to go to the gym and work out and no excuses. So um, that is one thing. Every time you think you have a reason not to do something, try to find your way around the reason. But I was going to talk about happy movement or joyful movement. And there's different ways that movement can make you feel happy. Okay, sometimes you feel happy because you've done something and you have a sense of accomplishment that you've done it. Even though it's like torturous while you're doing it, it gives you that satisfaction of, hey, I did it afterward, like the pat me on the back kind of feeling. And then there's the kind of movement where the action itself is something that brings you joy. For me, running is one of those things, which is kind of funny because when I was a kid, I hated running. But the kind of joy that running brings me is more of a calm joy. It's more of a, hey, I can deal with my stress. It's kind of a meditation for me. And when I first started running, I couldn't run very far. And what got me to the point where I could run was that I would count my steps as I was inhaling and exhaling. So, like, when I first started, it'd be like 7 steps inhale and then 6 steps exhale, because exhaling always seemed like it was quicker. And then as I'd keep running, I'd have fewer steps in between, fewer steps per breath, just because your breath gets faster as you're exerting yourself. But the counting itself was kind of an act of meditation where I would end up transcending, and I would think about things that were bothering me or things that just were on my mind, and I would be releasing those things. I wasn't like intentionally, okay, release it. It wasn't like some kind of transcendental meditation thing. It was just, as I'm running, I'm letting it go. I'm running it off. Kind of like walking, but just faster. The activity that just pops into my mind, though, that like brings me absolute joy is swimming. And just a funny thing, like we had a pool as I was growing up because we were entitled little kids, and my siblings and I could just spend hours in the pool every day. We just we lived in the swimming pool, and sometimes I'd swim laps and pretend I was racing, whatever, try to go as fast as I could. But most of the time it was just floating around, treading water, moving, but we were moving the whole time. So it wasn't like structured exercise. It was just play, but it was fun play, kind of like riding your bike and going on adventures can be play. And about, 12 years ago, when my now ex-husband was deployed, I had a membership to the Freeport Recreation Center in New York, and I would go swimming, and I remember feeling one day like I was having so much fun swimming. The kids were in school, John was away, and all of a sudden I felt really guilty, like, do I deserve to be having this much fun? And the answer is yes. Yes. Everyone deserves to do something that brings them joy. So if you can think of a movement that you do that brings you joy, whether it's dancing or riding your bike or walking around at Disney, whatever, find a way to do something that brings you joy, and then you're going to want to do it. And of course, the little legal disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a fitness expert by any means. Do see your doctor to get cleared before you start a new exercise routine that's different from the things you're doing. I mean, if you're already walking, you could probably walk, and that's not a problem. But just, be careful going outside, sunburn, heat exhaustion, all that stuff. Treat your body well, listen to your body, but go have fun moving.